Good morning, good morning. Thank you for letting me tune in. Thank you for letting me tune in. This is the Coronado Artia Harris Show, better known as your freaky ass husband. That's right, yeah. And I never forget the day that we consummated that thing. It was definitely beautiful, the day that we consummated that thing. Because you always know. It's like, oh, I know who that is. Like, who is it? She gonna say that's Coronado, her freaky ass husband. You know what I mean? And it's very true, like you were living to. And today, you know, a lot of people's freaky ass husband, they're coming back again, just like Jesus Christ, You know, Jesus went down there to Doja Road. That's what happened. Jesus went to Doja Road. You know, he was in sackcloth and burlap. He was in some polyester clothes down there about looking good and shills, That's where he got 4 suits, 20 pair of drawers, 100 pair of socks, a handkerchief, you know what I'm saying? A jock strap, and a thing of lips, what they call it, chapstick, and some else stuff he had got. Whole lot of polyester, whole lot of cheap stuff, and he got it for even cheaper than cheap. And they put it in a basket, I'm like, man, why didn't you just put it on like a tuxedo rack or something? No, man, this is a Sunday holiday special, and he got a certificate. It wasn't in the Montgomery Advertiser, no, it was in that thing called Gump Town, And they had this young guy. He went to JD, and he started a little magazine. It was like a jet magazine. And no, the beauty of the week wasn't really like the other beauty of the week. It was a local back page girl every time his magazine came. Sometime he'll miss, I don't know if he used to get high sometime when the magazine was supposed to come out. But someday he probably was smoked out or something. And you might go from January to March, then July, September, then right to December. Then he stopped coming out with the magazine. But just like that, that's what's going on now with your freaky ass husband. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of women, they want to know, when are they going to get rid of him? You know what I mean? He's going to keep coming back like Jesus. That's the sad thing about it. I have to inform a lot of women that it's going to be hard to get rid of your freaky ass husband. You know what I'm saying? When he says he loves you, he's looking at somebody else, like your niece, your older daughter that you had with another man. You know what I mean? But he kisses you on the cheek, not in the mouth. He kisses you on the cheek, and he don't grab your butt. He grabs like your waist, like he's your brother-in-law or something. And he tells you he loves you, and you're not turned on. It don't turn none of your juices on. You know what I mean? That's how you always be like, damn, when is this shit coming to an end? You see what I'm saying? Because he gets right for every other woman except you. Because it's a business arrangement. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably the same thing that happened with Jesus, Jesus was around there preaching to them folks and stuff, and he was talking about stuff they wasn't familiar with and stuff. And then they started casting lots and they was bidding on who was going to kill him and who was going to get his shit. You know what I mean? That's how they did Jesus. The same way they doing your freaky ass husband. You know what I mean? They doing him the same way. A lot of women saying, when are they going to end this? Let's do this. Just like Home Depot. They talking about they talking about when you sleep, just go and putting they putting that Michael Jackson juice in your ass. They talking about putting some propofol in your buttocks, and maybe you won't wake up. You know what I mean? Because they could use that money. You around there freaking everybody but your wife. You know what I mean? They said that since you're not loyal to your wife, goddamn, they could do something else besides sit up there and deal with that shit. You know what I mean? It's sad, but we're gonna pray for people like Magdalene and all those other women, Esther and all them folks, and Ruth, because they bought Jesus when he was a baby, you know what I mean? And they said that he was their husband. They lied. Like, they told the biggest lie in history. Is Magdalene and Ruth and Esther, they was running the whorehouse. Like, you know, they was running the brothel. You know what I mean? That's all that was going on. And see, when you have the brothel, the woman that runs it, when they can't find no gigolo, usually they don't really have no gigolo there. The gigolo is usually a cheapskate that tells you he control it, but he don't control it. It usually is be an old ass woman that's running the hose, you know what I mean? So, and what they do usually have somebody there, the presence of somebody to run all the tricks away, you know what I mean? Because you have a lot of guys, they want a piece of ass and they don't want to pay for it, you know what I mean? So they adopted Jesus, you know what I mean? And they had Jesus there to fight off. He was like a scarecrow, you know? Scarecrows, they look big and bad. Vultures look big and bad. Ravens, they look big and bad, but they're not big and bad. Because you can get a stuffed doll and put it there and then run their ass away. You know what I mean? That's sad, but it's true, like, A buzzard is not that big and bad, like, A vulture is not that big and bad. Birds of prey, like, Even the falcon ain't shit, like, If you put a damn scarecrow out there, a stuffed doll, like, with freckles on their cheek, it'll run their ass away, like, you see what I mean? And that's all you need. And that's all Jesus was, like, he's your scarecrow. He's who you lean on when you're in trouble. You don't know where he is. You never seen him before. You seen Leonardo da Vinci draw the picture of him, but that's about it. You know what I mean? And that probably came from Leonardo's imagination. Leonardo da Vinci probably didn't see no damn Jesus like that. And they went to St. Peter's Basilica and drew that shit upside down, you know what I mean? In the what they call it, the rotunda. And he stood up there and painted that shit till he died, you know what I mean? But stuff like that, like, But Jesus is really a scarecrow, like, He's something that you lean on where you say time's gonna get better. But those Jews said, because Jews don't believe in Jesus. Christians do. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Jews, you might think you understand Jewish religion, but you don't. Like, Jewish religion is very complicated. It's not something you can just let T.D. Jakes or goddamn Creflo Dollar. They don't know what they talking about. Like, if they talking about Christianity, they probably know what they talking about from an African American point of view. But T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollar, like, they can't speak for how white people feel. They just can't. White people feel different about it. And I'm saying, even though it might be so-called the same religion, one time you was considered the white man's butler, like, you know what I'm saying? So, you done rised in the ranks from the Emancipation Proclamation. You done got you a job at Hyundai. You got you a little church. You know what I'm saying? The white man still considers you the descendant of a field hand, like, you know what I'm saying? It's something you have to sit down. If you smoke weed, if you do opioids and PCP and all that stuff, man, sit down and think about that shit. It might make you stop smoking, man. You might put them drugs down and stop doing them pills. If you just sit down and think about it with your Versace suit and your Louis Vuitton shoes on. White man don't even wear that shit. The white man have way more money than you, but he can't afford to wear it. This is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do this Sunday in your Easter outfit that cost you your rent money. You're about to get evicted. You're about to get evicted from your house. You're about to get your car towed. You thinking Donald Trump can stop the man from towing it? I don't think he can. Because down here, these damn Ole Miss rebels and these Saint lunatic Roll Tide fans and these diehard War Eagle fans, man, they getting that all about towing, hey man, towing, and they coming to tow your shit. Like, I'm trying to tell you. You might be able to sit up in that house for another 30 days, but they still gonna put that yellow letter on that door. I can tell you, like, I think they gonna come out with them evictions. But they said that a lot of people have received their COVID-19 money. They said a lot of taxpayers got their money yesterday. Like that. That might be why y'all sitting in there. They said Nardo secured all that money for us. We just gonna sit in the house. And you bet that's what they done. They probably got some of them millions of dollars that I got in the bank. And they just probably just praising the Lord in the house. You know what I'm saying? But you think they gonna try to give me some of it? Hell no. You know, cause like I said, like, somebody like me or Steve Reed or somebody, you can be the most outstanding leader, the first Negro to do it. But in the eyes of that white man, you ain't nothing but a descendant of a field hand. You see what I mean? That's how he see it. Like, he can't, you got to try to see if you was completely bleached and you didn't have no melanin in your skin and your hair was long and stringy, you had blue eyes or green eyes or gray eyes, and you had to go, when you go get you a tan and shit, you felt like going to get you a bottle of fucking Bacardi rum and get you a bottle of opioids, the strongest painkiller, some cocaine, and some lower tab, Xanny the Nanny. You're going to get your Jeep. You're going to put your boat on the back of it with a hitch. Man. You're going down to the lake house. You got all the sorority girls, all of them butt naked. Nobody has no rubbers. No, man. These are how white boys, these is how they see stuff. They get all those girls. Ain't nobody been to the doctor, in the last 30 days. They probably went the last 60 days, but not the last 30. But they all doing the nasty naked stick with no contraceptives because they trust one another. They probably say, as long as none of those field hands, you know what I mean? Because those field hands, they don't have the dishwashing liquid that we have, you know what I mean? Because white folks' dishwashing liquid, it kills COVID-19. You know what I'm saying? When they take a shower, they shower kills COVID-19. You know what I mean? But yours doesn't, you know what I mean? Your shower got Magic Johnson coming out of it, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. And Easy-E, you know what I mean? That's what your shower got coming out of it. But white folks, they have the cure. Like, other stuff kills white folks, you know what I mean? Like cancer and, melanoma and leukemia, shit like that, Alzheimer's, that's what kills white folks. Dementia, severe forms of dementia, colon cancer and stuff like that, pancreatitis, muscular dystrophy, shit like that don't really kill Negroes. Negroes die from shit like diabetes, high blood pressure, too much pork chops. That's what Negroes die for. Amputation, a bad amputation, Well, the reason I was saying that is to say this. Don't call my phone for no haircut, man. You know what the rules are, you know what I mean? You just trying to test that lady. You know that lady crazy as hell. She looking for her time to shine, just like Annie Wilkes, you know what I mean? You know how crazy Annie Wilkes was before she took her last breath. She was a straight Saint lunatic. Man. I bet Paul Shelton wish he could have walked out of that house. I bet he could. I bet Paul Shelton was like, Nardo, I wish I was you. I wish I could just walk out of the house and leave. And if it was time to take off and run, I wish I had a chance to do it. But he couldn't because they broke his leg. Like, Annie Wilkes broke his legs. And she had her a white field hand. You know what I mean? She had a white field hand. And it said 1969. 0 for you, Paul Shelton. Because of the niggas from